sexism.
What? What? Is a talking to me? Is a female talking to me? Am I? No, am I tripping?
To professionals that got banned for teabagging, here are the many victims of Riot Games. And who better to start off the victim list than Muda, who recently got banned on Valorant.
It's okay, it's okay. Yo!
I got banned!
Yo!
Just kidding, he didn't actually get banned for cheating, but he did get banned for smurfing during an Iron to Radiant marathon stream that he was doing with Poppin.
There was a neighbor's address. Someone got bit. But how does Kiowa do it then all the time?
Muda went on to wonder how other creators smurf for content all the time and he can't. Either streaming it to thousands of people is a bad idea, or Riot might be playing favorites when it comes to which content creators are allowed to smurf. No matter how you look at it, Muda was definitely a victim of Valorant here. Muda's not the only person who's had problems with Riot though. In April of 2022...
Porco Dio, fermati! What the fuck? Ma lo fanno tutti letteralmente. C'è Prod che sta in continuazione a giocare con account smurf. Ma non solo lui, ma tutti, cioè. Assurdo Riot Games, porco Dio.
Speed was live streaming Valorant when things got a bit heated.
Get those shots,
Man, shut your stupid ass up, nigga! Who was you talking to, bro? Shut your nerd ass up, bro! I know how to play this game. Shut up, monkey! Shut up! Shut your ass up! God damn!
Vabbè, qua Valorant.
What?
Vabbè, qua Valorant. Sì.
What? Is a talking to me? Is a female talking to me?
Yeah, this was pretty bad as you can tell. There's not much you can
Per Valorant questo qua è da arresto immediato.
Not only got him banned from Valorant, but he actually got banned from every Riot game as well. He did post an apology later on after the ban where he said this.
Between an altercation with a girl and I was playing Valorant, you know what I'm saying? And I want to say some, you know, like a few things from that situation. I wasn't having a good day, you know. I was getting a lot of racist text to speech, donations, a lot of people, you know, talking about my dead aunt that's in the grave right now. But look, I don't want to make that no excuse. I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to justify. I'm just saying like that day, I just don't bash on people for no reason. That's where I'm coming from that. That is not me no more. That is not me.
This was a pretty good apology, but still that clip was pretty crazy. I think the only other person who could get away with something like this is WestJet. The next incident comes from the popular Twitch streamer, it's Timmy. Timmy was in the middle of a marathon stream where he was trying to go from Iron to Radiant in just one session.
Sì, ma lo fanno
That was
tutti
until
tanto.
this happened to him mid-game.
What? Hello?
Timmy was already about 25 hours into the stream at this point where he got banned and had just reached Immortal 1 shortly before the ban, so he wasn't really that far off his goal at this point. The reasoning for his ban was for smurfing, but with some of the shots this guy hits, I wouldn't be surprised to see a cheated detected screen either. I'm just kidding, but Timmy went on to say this after getting banned.
I already messaged a dev. I've been messaging a dev this morning, and they said that my account was gonna get banned because of the whole streaming thing.
This seemed to be a miscommunication in the Valorant dev team, so he got unbanned just after an hour after this incident so that he could finish his marathon stream. But regardless, making or promoting smurfing content feels a little bit distasteful to a lot of the community nowadays. Smurfing is already a pretty big problem in the game, and it makes it worse that some massive content creators kind of glorify it. Another victim of Valorant is you if you don't use the Valorant Tracker app. In the app, you can find valuable the fact that you can together, and you can see this at any match. So don't Riot for theater. Over with them again. This was cheating. According to Riot's ruling, Slays had been queued with the cheater while they got banned mid-game, and then waited for them to make a new account just to queue with them again. This apparently happened 4 different times. Why would someone who's supposed to be good at the game want to be boosted by a cheater? Over the 28-day period in which this happened, Slays had played about 60% of her competitive matches with the cheater, which accounted for about 77% of her MMR gains during the time. After the ban, Slays was dropped from her team and posted a twitlonger claiming someone in Riot's anti-cheat team was targeting her, but it's unlikely that that was the case. Back in March of 2021, former Overwatch League MVP and Valorant professional player Sinatra was publicly accused of sexual assault and
porco dio,
emotional
questa.
harassment by his ex-girlfriend in a massive document. Immediately after the allegation
My
surfaced,
humble
Sinatra
king.
was placed under immediate suspension by both the team he was signed to at the time,
Questo non
Sentinels
ci sta
and
per
Riot,
niente.
which is honestly the correct decision out of both of them. Now, these allegations sound terrible, but the internal investigations never reached a definitive conclusion regarding the allegations brought up by his ex-girlfriend. But Sinatra was given a 6-month competitive ban for a different reason than these allegations themselves. It's stated in Riot's ruling that Sinatra violated
Cioè, gli ha distrutto la carriera senza alcun tipo di prova. Poi perché, cioè, perché bannano le persone instant dalle competizioni? Che poi non è successo sempre. Cioè, ultimamente che hanno bannato la gente all'incirca per le stesse, diciamo, situazioni che hanno avuto. Non vengono bannati instant dal mondo competitive. Anzi, le fanno giocare. Ed è giusto così. Solo perché era Sinatra.
Rule 8.1 of Valorant's global competition policy, in which he misrepresented facts on 2 different occasions, made false statements, and didn't cooperate with Riot's investigation. However, we don't really know much about what happened between Sinatra and Riot, but we do know that it did result in him getting a ban. And now we have our first VCT controversy, and this one actually happened during a Champions event in 2021. In a
Questo?
match between Vivo Keed and Ascend on the final map of the series, one of Vivo Keed's players named Jhow was throwing an illegal cipher camera that literally could not be seen by the enemy team. So it was giving his team
Col cazzo aperto.
tons of cipher camera that literally could not be seen
Sì, vabbè, ma cos'è?
by the enemy team. So it was giving his team tons of information with zero risk. Vivo Keed obviously won the map pretty confidently with a 13-8 initial victory, and I'm normally the type of guy to say if it's in the game, you should be able to use it, but throwing a camera that the enemy team literally cannot see while you're able to get tons of free information is practically cheating. Once Riot found out about this
Ma
after
andate
the
a
game,
cagare.
they issued a
Porco Dio, ma
ruling
cos'è?
saying that Vivo Keed was in violation of Rule 7.2.6 of the Global Competition Policy, which prohibits the use of exploits to provide unintended advantages. And that was
Mandate a
obviously
cagare.
what was going on. The 6 rounds that Vivo Keed won were initially given over to Ascend in the ruling instead, leading to Ascend winning the map with a score of 13-9 due to the ruling. But the fans were not happy about this one, and maybe even Riot felt the ruling was a little too harsh on Vivo Keed. So instead of just handing the victory to Ascend, they decided to revise the ruling by letting the teams replay the last map, with the caveat that Ascend will start with a 7-0 lead. Obviously, Ascend still had a massive advantage in the map and closed it out to advance in the tournament, but at least Vivo Keed got the chance to play in the end. Ascend went on to win this tournament afterwards, so it seems like only an exploit was enough to take out this team. Moving on to September of 2023 came WestJet's beef with Riot Games. At the time, WestJet was organizing a charity raffle to give away his personal Valorant account. Essentially, people bought entries for the account and all the money went to charity. And while Riot didn't seem to like that idea very much, they replied to his giveaway saying that the transfer of a Riot account goes against terms of service and will result in a ban. But there was obviously some hypocrisy here, since Riot barely did anything about other content creators buying accounts to smurf on for content, which WestJet did point out in his video on the topic. Even the comments under Riot's tweets were kind of cooking Riot for replying like that. I can understand not wanting a large content creator to promote account selling, but you should hold the standard to everyone, not just one person. WestJet was definitely a victim of Valorant here. Moving on though, as someone who grew up on games like Call of Duty, Gears of War, and Halo, I never thought I'd see the day in gaming where teabagging in a video game could get you in trouble. But in June of 2022 opened my eyes entirely. In this situation, Dawnmower and Rizora had gotten into an argument with another player in the Gallerant's Discord who was relating teabagging in Valorant to real life sexual assault. And I think most people can agree that crouching on
Cosa?
had gotten into an argument with another player in the Gallerant's Discord who was relating teabagging in Valorant to real life
What the fuck? Come ti viene, cioè proprio, come ti passa per la testa di collegare il teabag con, non mi viene come cazzo si traduce in italiano, con il sexual assault, bro, what the fuck?
sexual assault. And I think most people can agree that crouching on someone's dead body in a video game is not that deep. Rizora ended up posting the whole situation on Twitter in a video titled The Gallerant's Experience.
No, devo leggere se
Rizora ended
Wait, your pronouns are he, they, that means you can compete with us.
ended up posting the whole situation on Twitter in a video
Vabbè.
titled The Gallerant. That deep. Rizora ended up posting
Think I'm going non-binary. Want to be paid 7k a month? Just do a non-binary change, not rolling like for yeah. I am already B. What? So you're gonna play for us? What
the
the
whole
fuck?
situation on Twitter in a video titled The Gallerant.
Cosa c'entrano queste chat? Scusa, non sto capendo.
And since none of the names in the video were censored or anything, it could have been viewed as a form of harassment, which I think is the way Riot took it. So Rizora and Dawnmower ended up receiving punishments from Riot. Rizora received a 9-month
No,
ban
ma Riot Games sta cucinato. Riot Games sta cucinato,
for
porco dio.
systematically targeting and isolating another player via social
Dela Cruz, c'è un giocatore della Kings League che si chiama Dela
media,
Cruz.
and Dawnmower received a 3-month ban for a targeted comment towards the player on her own social media. This was a pretty crazy situation. They probably shouldn't have taken this situation to social media in the end, but Rizora and Dawn were definitely victims of Valorant here. Up next, we have the biggest disappointment in Valorant history, and that's Optic not making it into franchising. I mean, come on. In the year leading up to Valorant's esports entering franchising, Optic Gaming was probably the best team in the world, having just won VCT Masters Reykjavik during early 2022, placing third at Masters Copenhagen in mid-2022, and placing second during Champions 2022. It's undeniable they were either the best or second best team in the world that year. But 2023 was coming up, and Riot had announced their plans to franchise Valorant similarly to what they've done with League of Legends. There was only going to be 10 slots per region, meaning only a few teams from North America were going to make it into franchising. So one of the obvious choices would be Optic, of course, who was by far the best NA team at the time. Well, it didn't work out that way actually. Optic actually didn't make it into the franchise league, which was a huge shock to the entire community. Why wouldn't the best team be let in? It could have been due to a couple of reasons. Back in 2018, Optic was sold to the Immortals Gaming Club, which means they've technically sold their League of Legends franchise slot, which might have given a negative impact with their relationship with Riot. And at the time, Optic was undergoing a lot of ownership and structural changes, which could have raised some concerns about the organization's longevity. Also, the teams that did make it in, like Cloud9, Sentinels, 100 Thieves, and Evil Geniuses were all very stable orgs with a lot of structure and backing, so they were a lot easier to slot in than Optic was at the time. So I have to assume it was due to a lack of stability in Optic. Regardless though, it was a massive disappointment for the Valorant community, and the whole roster was definitely victims of Valorant as they basically were forced to disband. Optic wasn't the only team affected by franchising though. A lot of the tier 2 scene disappeared entirely after franchising release. Riot essentially deleted the tier 2 scene overnight and made it so it wasn't worth investing into from the absolute best tier 2 teams that might have a shot at winning challengers and making it into the franchise league. Some of the most notable teams to drop out of Valorant were teams like Optic, Xset, Ghost Gaming, who all had incredible rosters before this took place. Some EU teams included FPX, Ascend, and G2 Esports, who later bought out the Guards roster after the Guard failed to follow Riot's rules for franchising, so G2 is technically in franchising now, just in NA instead. A lot of massive teams who have had big impacts on the game got snubbed for franchising, and it's taken a while to rebuild the pro scene around the franchise league, but I think at this point in time, it's pretty good now. Making a living as a pro outside of tier 1 seems pretty much impossible nowadays, but a bunch of these orgs and teams have suffered the wrath of Valorant and Riot Games when this all happened. And I'm sure most of you guys remember a player by the name of Solista. Solista was a Radiant Valorant player who peaked in the top 100 pretty often, and he even impressed Shroud, one of the greatest gamers ever, with his insane aim using the Guardian.
Dude, I was feeling inspired by that Guardian player. Who was that?
I don't know, but he's one of the best in the game.
Solista.
Give him a year, give him 2 years.
He'll be in the pro scene, fact. Or banned. JK, bad joke.
Not long after this clip, Shroud's joke of a prediction actually came to life. Solista got banned mid-Valorant game.
What? Really, dude?
And to be honest, you can literally see the guy shooting without even clicking his mouse in some of these clips. He was absolutely shameless about the entire thing, and he did try to play it off by saying he shoots with a different button on his keyboard, but obviously no one was gonna believe that after he had just got banned. Up next, some of you guys might remember the mobile game that practically copied Valorant 1-to-1. Its name was Hyperfront, and I mean, just look at some of these agent comparisons. You can't really even argue about it. They even copied Harbor. Since this was such a blatant copy of Valorant that Riot Games actually began filing complaints against the developers NetEase, and allegedly they might have even sued them. And in April of 2023, Hyperfront actually shut down entirely. Hyperfront was kind of asking for it though. I mean, some of these agents were pretty blatantly copied. I have to assume they shut down because they didn't want to be in a legal battle with Riot Games over this. Moving on to January of 2022, during an NA Open qualifier for VCT, T1's head coach David Dennis breached Valorant's competitive rules by typing "help sewers" in all chat on accident during a match against TSM. This caused TSM's players to be outraged after map 1 because they were essentially playing a 6v5 according to Sabrosa. And I mean, honestly, they were kind of right. I'd be pretty mad if I knew I was getting cheated out of a map win. T1's players also tried to gaslight the TSM players on Twitter while this was all going on, saying they should just go stream instead, or that they were just tweeting for impressions. But as per VCT rules, coaches are prohibited from communicating with players during live rounds except during designated tactical or technical pauses. And as a result of the coach's violation, T1 was initially given a warning, but due to the public outrage and tweets from many of TSM players, Riot released an official ruling saying that T1 was in violation of Rule 7.2.11 for unauthorized communications and was forced to forfeit the match. However, Riot still allowed them to participate in the next open qualifier. There were tons of memes about this situation afterwards, and Steel even poked fun at it in a ranked game as well.
I don't know. I need help sewers, guys.
Cioè, sti qua parlavano col coach?
This next one is a bit more serious though. Taylor Morgan was just
Era troppo OP come roba,
effettivamente. Started saying some really horrible things.
Oh, be honest with me. Do you know what rap feels like?
No, I don't actually.
Well, do you want to know?
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
You're heading on the right path right now.
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
You're going on the right path for it.
Is that what you're saying?
It's not if I like it. Is it now?
This type of behavior should never be acceptable when everyone's just trying to win a rank game, and honestly, she has a point in her tweet here saying that these guys should be hardware ID banned as well. Because if you don't punish it that severely, people will just keep doing it repeatedly on alt accounts or Smurf accounts. The worst part of it all was the fact that she received a ban for leaving the match after this happened. A lot of people in the comments were saying just mute, but to be honest, it's not something she should have to deal with, so I can't blame her for wanting to leave the match. In conclusion, there's been a lot of victims of Riot Games, whether it's been for good or for bad. And if you don't want to be Riot Games' next victim, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Io sono già una vittima di Riot Games. Boh, l'ultimo non c'è stata. Chiede di dargli il ban per ID hardware. Esagerato. Esagerato. Io ho messo quella roba lì che ti consiglia le musiche. Metti qualcosa che non ho già ascoltato 100 volte. Ma non ce n'è neanche una che non ho tra i mi piace, però. Funziona malissimo sta roba Spotify. Però io sono la vittima di Real Games. Dio cane. Gioco morto, porco dio, non trovo manco una partita. A quanto siamo arrivati qua? Mamma mia, 500? 550. E solo 379 Radiant. Ma scusa, ma la season da quando è che è iniziata? Cioè è iniziata da un bel po' ormai. Non ci sono ancora neanche 500 Radiant. Cioè i 500 Radiant di default ormai. Minchia. O lui o Keo, o lui o Keo, o lui o Keo, o lui o Keo. Sova Keo, Sova Keo, Sova Keo, Sova Keo, Sova Keo, Forse Keo è meglio. Eccolo lì che sta smorfando. La stacked Platino 1, neanche full, Platino 1. Quante partite sono? Forse 6 partite, 7? Eccolo lì. Oppure questo qua in metà del nuovo atto. Cioè non so quanti giorni sono passati ormai. Forse 3 settimane. In 3 settimane sto qua si è fatto da Platino 1. Anzi no, meno. Perché ti toglie uno o due rank, non mi ricordo adesso come funzionava. Ho smesso di giocare. Sto qua in 3 settimane si è fatto da Gold Ascendant 1. Mi sembra un po' improbabile. Da Gold 3 ho fatto Platino 1, Platino 2, Platino 3. Diamante. Diamante 1, Diamante 2, Diamante 3. Ascendant.
Hello. Hello.
Aura. Deportation scrive quello. Johnny wanna be a rapper. Migrant.
Still in sight. Spike drop.
Vogliono bloccare ancora una volta.
Guys, go here, please. Together.
Spike down mid.
You didn't call that earlier, so shut your.
Go. What are you thinking? That is.
Spike
It's your
down
fucking
B.
microphone.
Last player standing.
Yeah, Jet. Kinda difficult to live without any brain cells. Kinda difficult.
GG, abbiamo perso.
No.
Abbiamo perso.
Their lives are so meaningless. Might as
Jet, you
well
are
keep
muted.
them.
Go B,
Oh,
go B.
Hey, yo, guys, relax. What happened?
Fuck love.
Nothing.
Abbiamo già 3 persone tiltate.
That's the fucking Russian. Win me, win. Don't flame, don't flame.
Oh, one more mute.
Again, Russian idiot.
One more son
Fucking
of
love
an
me, fuck
immigrant.
you.
Duo with Jet.
Guys, it's first round, come on.
This dog's insta-locked. Duelist can't win.
Shutting them down. One suppressed.
Why you step right now?
Because he's branded. You see?
La roba che se ti sparano body, porco dio, ti rallentano completamente, è assurdo, non lo capirò mai.
Two suppressed.
Okay, Clove, I'm coming. We go B, let's go.
100 on chamber.
Clove, come here, come here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm
100.
not sure, but...
Drop in a smoke.
Maybe
30 seconds left.
Chamber is 45 HP.
Teleport's ready.
Nice.
one link stepped, I guess.
Both C. One heaven.
Okay. Oh.
No, mio dio.
Enemy remaining.
He's one shot, 45 HP.
Refreshing.
Mamma mia, ma cosa hai piccato, porco dio.
Good eco.
Ma vai a fanculo, Gudico, porco dio, questo qua che si mette qua, ma è un angolo di merda.
Do not let my double shoot you. You will die.
Oh mio dio. Non mi sento neanche minimamente confident.
Can be.
If Chamber is free, we are dead.
No, he's not gonna. He has outlaw.
You want to play? Let's
Oh,
play.
no, don't go.
Net deployed.
Let's play school.
One suppressed.
Oh, he's not on me. Okay.
Flashbang.
One in medium.
Close.
Reload in.
Drop in a smoke.
I'm holding here. Shoot in smoke, here.
Oh my god. Eyes are pushing behind.
Last player standing.
Oh mio dio.
Defend you.
Can we go A?
Okay, we know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll
Non
crush.
riesco a hittare un colpo. Sta ancora 0-3.
Okay, take spike and go with us.
Don't step.
Should I take orb?
Yeah, let's go. One backside.
That's a kill.
Nice. Nice shot. One flower. Both.
Oh mio dio, uno che resta lì fermo e l'altro con la merda di
Don't pick, I'm low.
di outlaw.
Backside now.
Nice one play.
Good job.
We're gonna win.
Non riesco a farne uno.
Let's go.
You wanna go? Yeah, where do you want to go?
Go mid.
Yeah, I think so too.
job. Keep up.
Can you come back, Reyna?
They're rotating.
Right here.
Nice. Where do we go? B or A?
Wait. We can freeze, we can freeze. Spawn. Don't make noise. Don't go with me. Make some noise that you are going A. Make some noise in art.
Like I never left.
Guys, come.
30 seconds left.
One is A side
Last
somewhere.
player standing.
Flowers.
120
probably.
chamber.
Flowers should be one.
Do they have 2 ops?
10 seconds left.
Light planted. Bad guy down. My
Chamber
ult's
one shot.
ready. Flash.
Don't go long. They have ops. Could find kill. One long.
No. Che volle! Ah, grazie per il follow, Don Ghito. Mio fratello Nike. Che palle, porco dio, l'ho missata come un ritardato, c'era free kill. Ero 1v1 con quell'altro.
Okay. We should run mid link. I will smoke here and we will try to kill guy from here. Chamba, you can lurk from art, and when he will run somewhere here, you can try to catch him.
Reloading.
Okay, I try.
I don't know.
Spike retrieved.
Two on B, one mid link, two on A. Two on A right now.
Spike dropped.
Last player standing.
Cancel. Shutting them down. Spike retrieved.
Non lo so anche io cosa sto facendo.
I will fulfill my purpose.
Qua stanno giocando peggio di me. Ce ne vuole giocare peggio di me.
Where was Jet? Where was she holding? Here or?
Elbow.
Okay.
Una morta, due morti, bravo.
Spike down mid.
Mi raccomando. Continuate così.
AT on ice.
Ma sono dappertutto, porco dio. I'm actually employed in studying. So.
Can we surrender, guys?
Sì, adesso rendiamo.
One bullet per enemy. That should be enough, yes?
Let's go A again, come on.
Watching here.
Clear to engage. Weapons hot.
I have the spike.
Target down.
Suppressing. Flash.
They will cover. Blind fools. Last player standing.
These new friends of ours are not too friendly.
E qua mira il pixel, porca madonna.
Let's go hard, maybe mid, I don't know. We need flashes.
I don't quit.
Bello.
Reloading.
Cos'è sto rumore?
It's you and me.
Get out of my way.
Spikes down.
Hey, yo.
Back down.
Spike down A.
One close, one close.
Last player standing.
No, sono tutti lì. Porco dio. Cosa sto facendo anch'io, porco dio. Ok, questi che porco dio si vogliono suicidare. Quindi vanno là, si vanno a inculare. Ma anch'io che cosa sto facendo? C'hanno 20 op, porco dio. Quello là smocca sempre Dumbledore, se li fa tutti. Stavolta poi se ne era pure andato a fanculo, era qua. Vabbè, è andato, porco io chiudo il gioco. Appena l'ho aperto, quant'è che sto streamando? Mi sono guardato pure un video. Da 15 minuti forse sto streamando. C'è sta partita. E già me la voglio andare a fanculo, dai.
Enemy spotted. You had your fun. My turn. B.
Grande retarded. Non avevo neanche la spike.
Enemy spotted. Here, catch.
Mamma mia, bro.
Last player standing.
Mamma mia. Bro, fai veramente cagare. Devo credo.
I got your back. Ready. Just, you know, from the front. Could I have a draw?
Can we go B? Or you wanna go mid again?
Bro, we are losing. We are not winning.
Knife deployed. Flash.
Jet and Clove minus 60. One hit.
Last player standing.
3 guys.
Last round before the switch.
Buy the best guns you can.
Perché hanno votato di no prima? Perché?
You want to play? Let's play.
Suppress it. Suppress.
140
Spike
plus.
down mid.
Spike retrieved. Waiting to kill.
Last player standing.
Quanti cazzo di OP hanno? Porco dio, ma cosa stanno giocando? Ah, mio dio, mio dio, mio dio. L'ha pure missato, ma questo sta messo ancora peggio di quell'altro.
Switching sides.
Woo! We got this.
Lì.
Non capisco perché sto ancora giocando a sto gioco io.
B.
Ovvio, adesso si rifà tutti questi.
One enemy remaining.
Ho capito.
Flawless.
Ci sta.
They don't have a single life worth saving.
Mi prendi per il culo, porco dio. Che culo puoi avere nella tua vita, oh mio dio. Sto qua ha fatto 156 con una pistola.
Spike down mid.
Con una pistola.
Blocking sight.
Clove care, maybe behind you, chamber coming.
One enemy remaining.
Last one
Good job.
down.
Vandal, chamber, Vandal.
I'm amped. Let's go. I got things to do.
Abbiamo vinto, va bene.
No peeking.
Me encantas tu ojos.
Last player
Ovvio.
standing.
Pam!
Spike
Pam!
planted.
Su di me non mi sono un colpo, gli altri li hanno presi tutti i body.
Still in sight.
Match point.
The enemy only looks composed. Their hearts tell a different story.
Anzi, inutile prendere lo shield grande, tanto se mi montappano a me. Che senso ha?
Roll for initiative.
Suppressing. One suppressed.
Cutting direction.
It's you and me.
Last player standing.
Non muore! Non muore il bro! Il bro non può morire, porco dio! Ah, pure l'MVP io, mamma mia, che schifo di gioco. Cioè, erano tutti ascendant. Questi erano tutti ascendant. Oh mio Dio. Tutti diamond, tutti ascendant. Voglio sparare, porco dio. È finita qui la stream di Valorant, porco dio, che mi sono via il cancro. Cos'è che devo fare? Vai alla pagina degli obiettivi sulla tua dashboard per capire le tue... Um, Come si fa a vedere quali sono i miei mod? Che non penso ce ne siano. E quali sono i miei VIP? In gestione di ruoli, ecco. Ma io non posso, cioè io non posso mettere... Non posso mettere dei VIP? Come funziona? Ah, sblocca stemmi VIP, raggiungi 50 follower. Ospita 5 persone contemporaneamente in chat. Ah, ok. Ci sta. Basta, si è già rotto il cazzo di giocare a Valorant.